sharing your insight all the way from Israel. Thank you very much. Now we move on to our next news. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung will visit Japan from August 23rd to 24th for a summit with Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. His office says the talks will focus on improving regional peace and boosting trilateral cooperation with the United States. This will be their second meeting following their first on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Canada in June, where they vowed to deepen ties. Relations between Seoul and Tokyo have long been strained by historical disputes dating back to Japan's colonial rule over Korea. The summit also comes as both nations face the impact of new U.S. tariffs. President Lee will travel on to Washington after Japan for talks with President Donald Trump on 25th August. Now for this discussion, we're joined by Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at Hudson Institute, joins us live from Tokyo. Thank you, Dr. Satoru, for joining us today. Good to see you. Now, with both South Korea and Japan facing new U.S. tariffs, how might economic pressure influence their diplomatic approach in upcoming discussions?
Yes, in case of tariff, Japan and South Korea share a similar situation. That is true. But at the same time, the diplomatic relation between South Korea and China and North Korea under the current current president, is indeed a very concerning point for Japan and the United States. Because for a long time, President Jae Myung and they are supported by the North Korea and China, the U.S. Japan side believe. So that's why, for example, when President Lee Jae-myung sworn in, the United States hesitate to send a cordial message to the South Korean president 3 days. And after that, President Trump called him to celebrate his sworn. But at the same time, he warned South Korean president the relation between South Korea and China in their call. So not only the celebration, but also the warning. Sent warning to the South Korea has happened. So view from Japan, it is same. So that's why this meeting between South Korea and Japan could happen more earlier, but still, but Japan side is worrying the attitude of the president of the South Korea, and so this time this is meaningful because this is first time. But at the same time, still Japan side is worrying the attitude of the South Korean president. And in the past, he was quite anti-Japan stance, so that's why this meeting could be the meaningful, but at the same time, still, without Japan and South Korea doubt each other.
Yes, given this historical tensions between these two countries, could these trade challenges provide an opportunity for deeper trilateral cooperation between South Korea, Japan, as well as the U.S.?
This visit should be the chance to cooperate, especially how to deal with North Korea, how to deal with China, how to deal with Russia. These three countries cooperate each other, so that's why it is important. But at the same time, indeed, still Japan worry about South Korea and the U.S. worry about South Korea. So we are watching the new move of the President Jae Myung of the South Korea. So that's why the meeting is so one by one. It will create trust between these three countries. That's why this visit will be meaningful.
Thank you very much, Dr. Satoru Nagao, for always joining us and sharing your insight all the way from Tokyo. Now we move on to our next news.